Yo, what up? Say something for me in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me, man. Um, Saeed the Noble, what's good? What's good? Nikki Love, what's up? All right, cool. I can take these headphones off. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's thumbs up, man. We about to get loose. Nice the full moon, man. Yum. Where we at, man? Let's thumbs up. Let's thumb up to alert the algorithm. Artigo Watts was good. Man, if YouTube Live had a built-in feature that'll say share screen, there would be no need for Zoom. Man, you ain't seen me in a minute, man. I've been on this thing for the last couple days, man. Man, man, I'm just chilling, man. Real estate real heavy. And now I'm just now really catching the groove and shaking off the cobwebs and coming back and getting into the spiritual space. And decided that 2021 is going to be the year of heavy spiritual implementation from the heaven ideal world that goes into the physical practice, and wanting everybody around me to really succeed, and we all come to the table and put our finances up, you know what I mean, together, and just have conversation and figure out what enterprises we can do on a yearly basis with each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me, bro, I took like a 2 years hiatus, from more or less a public teaching in the sense of astrology, light body, and Hebrew and Kabbalah, and you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff, man. Just see current, yeah, for sure. So, I had to take that hiatus because I had to master this new craft on Earth. You know what I'm saying? And now that I got some things under control there, you know what I mean? What up, Carl? I can rightfully balance, man. So today, man, y'all missed, if you wasn't there, you missed a phenomenal presentation, man. We went in dealing with the 6 days of creation. We went in the Bible and just showing you how this in the beginning God created heaven and earth. We just talking about the ideas, and then earth is talking about the physical manifestation of your idea. And then this duality of heaven and earth turns around and gets filtered into the seas in the earth as well. It also talks about the horizon being split, or the firmament in heaven being split for the waters above and the waters below. There's another aspect of duality. It later filters into man and woman being created on day 6. The swimming creatures in the ocean, in comparison to the birds that are flying and whatnot. These are dealing with thought and hemispheres of the brain, and really analyzing what the authors are saying in Genesis, man, in the first 6 days of creation. Really 7, because in the 7th day is something that's very, very interesting that's there. It's like freaking mind-blowing when it deals with repetition, being clear on what the heavenly abode is, being clear on what your vehicle is physically to match the heavenly abode, the idea and whatnot. The birds flying over the earth, man, that's really a symbol that represents um, that represents physical events and things that are coming your way, manifestations. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me see. Wait a minute, hold on 1 second. YouTube. All right. Um, hold on 1 second. So the birds again really represent the physical things coming through for your physical manifestation. So what up, AG? So the earth is your physicality, your physical vehicle. Okay. And the whole thing is really centered around a repetition of thought and action. And this is why they impressed upon you the importance of seeds bearing fruit of their own kind. So all these plants and trees keep reproducing its own kind. And that is really a symbol of some things that you have to do to get your physical vehicle, because it's talking about things on earth at this point, your physical vehicle to get on point and go online, man. See, if you notice, like in day 2 of creation, it talks about, you know, naming the heaven. It don't talk about naming the lower one, and it names the one that's above the horizon. That's the thought. But then day 3 became all about some physical things on earth and vegetation sprouting and things of that nature. So you got to really, really understand what they're trying to impress upon you. And those in the Family Wealth Club got like some of the best. This is the best shit I did all year, hands down. The second best thing, because I introduced something to some people that's totally off the chain, which I'll talk about a little bit about that. So really, there's a 7-day exercise that we're actually doing. You know what I'm saying? That starts tomorrow. That mimics, which is our personal day 1 of creation, as it pertains to the blueprint. You know, I gotta say it. That damn Minister Jew, he will always say, "Man, I'm telling you, Noble. I don't care what nobody say, man. The Bible is the greatest book ever written." He stand on that. Now, I love it because it's coded and it has to be decoded so you can get it. Whereas the Quran is straight literal. The Quran is gangster. That's my book right there. It's gangster. The Quran is like, you know, hey man, do y'all not know the earth was one particular mass and we exploded it to in order for you to be created? Like it talk about, yo, do you not know that it wasn't you that snatched them, but it was I who took your hand and killed them? Like it was like they gangster, they like straight with it. You know what I'm saying? So there's no room for interpretation. In a sense, I guess, if you know how to read Arabic, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just very interesting that the Bible is itself is just coded the way it is, because it's all symbolic. You know what I'm saying? It talks about, you know, men inside of whales of bellies and shit, you know, or yeah, inside the belly of a whale rather. You know, it's just coded, man. And so anyway, man, we was able to get into a great joint. I'm gonna give you a super duper heads up, man. There's gonna be something that's coming that is called the I call it the 333, which is the numbers 333 subconscious money continuum. And it is a custom made audio from your voice that you're going to send over that deals with a particular thing to say, and it's going to loop for 33 minutes. Okay. And you should really play this and go stupid dumb. So today, like I shared what I've been doing all week, right? Like crushing them, far as the deals that I got on the board, just the activity that was taking place. And today I showed an email. Today I got an email from somebody that's like, yo, I got somebody who got 70 stacks. They want to put it to work on a note, and just submit your terms, meaning what's the property, how much your cash flow, things of that nature. And so they can see what's happening, because they want to spend 70,000 for 3 years. So I'm getting those kind of emails where people wanting a partner. My man from New York hit me up, my Africans and all foreigners got a different kind of hustle. Boy, I'm lightweight spinning, man. I ain't even brushed these bad boys. Okay. So they got a different kind of hustle. And so he hit me up early in the week, was like, hey man, you wanna zigzagger, what up? You want a JV, which means joint venture. You want a joint venture on the deal? And on a fourplex, so that's all he invests in. He don't buy single family homes. He don't do with duplexes. All his stuff is fours. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So the level of opportunity that keeps on knocking on the door is crazy. Yesterday, I showed y'all on live just some of the pictures of my rental portfolio and whatnot. And we talking about the full moon in Taurus. Taurus is all about values and money. This is the sign of money. This is the sign of real estate. So let me give you some game. There's a few signs of real estate. But let me give you some game about the financial axis of the solar system in which you live in, because you really, really, really need to understand this. Okay. So if you were born with any planets in the sign of Taurus and Scorpio, those are the financial signs of the zodiac. Okay. Taurus and Scorpio. Okay. Now, this is also equivalent to your second house and your eighth house. So you may not have anything in Taurus, but your second house may be Leo, and you notice that you have a planet in the second house. Well, a house, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing more than a direction in space. That's all it is. So the second house is technically the northeast region of space, like outside the northeast region direction. That's what the second house is. Okay. So when planets are in that area of space, although Taurus is not there, but that area of space, if you have planets there, then this is your financial axis in the chart. So planets in the second house, planets in the eighth house, these are again the equivalent of Scorpio and Taurus, and you have some money energy. Now, the working houses, because usually we work for money, and the working sign, Virgo, the sixth sign or the sixth house. Again, you may not have nothing in Virgo, but you have planets in the sixth house. You may not have nothing in the sixth house, but you have something in Virgo. Okay. Same energy. And then the 10th house or the 10th sign, which is Capricorn and career. Now, Virgo is work, but what do we work for? We usually work for the moolah. And Capricorn is career. So what do you have a career for? What's the rewards of it? Usually it is the money. And what happens, since Taurus is the other earth sign from Capricorn and Virgo, these three form what's called a grand earth trine, because out of all the zodiac signs, three of them share the same element, and it's 4 elements. So 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. So the Taurus, the Capricorn, the Virgo energy is equivalent to your second house, your sixth house, and your 10th house. So if you have planets in these regions of space via the sign or the house, you have strong work financial energy. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about activation. Ooh, because I got Jupiter and Taurus, baby. And then you got to think about this. There's only every Jupiter goes through a sign, can go through a sign in 11 months, sometimes faster, because technically some signs are a little shorter than others, so it can breeze through kind of fast. So when you're dealing with the planet of abundance and luck and and all this prosperity and big, big, big. It's in the sign of Taurus. Money, big money, big money, right? But it's in my 11th house, the house of friends, groups of people. So then I can have friends that got big money, or I can have big money with friends and groups of people. We can do great things together. You see what I'm saying? So this becomes walk it out, right? We got to walk this energy out. And so don't let the boogeyman of your perception of the negative qualities of planets stain your belief. Now I'm about to get on Saturn and Taurus, because Saturn represents restriction and no, but Saturn really represents, take your time, conserve, do it right, and build, and you'll become extremely successful. So how can Saturn, which rules Capricorn, which is the ultimate of earth signs, because it's the last earth sign and represents the top of your chart, which is career and success, public and fame, how could Saturn and Taurus, the other earth sign, be a no-no? It don't make sense. The perfect breakers of this misnomer, I'm going to say, is Jay-Z, Puff, Dame Dash, that era, the late 60 babies, got Taurus, or have Saturn rather, in Taurus. These guys Dame touched millions and made billionaires. And the other two touched the bill. So I thought Saturn was no. It's only, listen, all planets represent an aspect of your consciousness. You got to really understand that. They're just different aspects of the human psyche. Saturn just simply represents what you're willing to work hard for and sacrifice and grind and get to the top. Okay? So look in your chart, man, and see if you have planets in the financial sectors. Now, I see something that's like in my own chart. Do I have anything in Taurus? Yup, Jupiter, the planet of abundance. Ooh, that's big. You got anything in the second house that's equivalent? Yup, Saturn. Do you have anything in Virgo? No. It is the bottom of my chart, my IC, which is home, which is real estate. And Virgo is the sign of work. So the sign of work is in home. So I can easily work from home, right? Oh, I'm in one of my houses right now, right? So I'm working from home, okay? But I have no planets there. Do I have anything in Capricorn? No. Oh, let me go around the wheel. Do I have anything in Scorpio? Because remember, that's joint finances. Yeah, I'm that generation that has Uranus and Scorpio. So there's like a 7-year group of people who has that. Okay. And then do you have anything in the 8th house? Oh yeah, I got a stellium of energy in the 8th house. I got Mars, Mercury, and Moon in the 8th. Okay. Do you have anything in Capricorn? No. Do you have anything in the 10th house? Yes. I have Venus in the 10th. You see what I'm saying? So now if you only count 10 planets, and I started with Jupiter and Taurus, came down with Saturn in the 2nd house, then I came over to what was that? Uranus and Scorpio. Then I came up with Moon, right? Moon, Mars, Mercury in the 8th, and Venus in the 10th. Out of freaking 10 planets in the solar system, I got 7 of them in the financial sector of space, whether it's in zodiac signs or house placement. That's 70% deals with finances, right? Used to be interesting. Hold on, let me close the door because my furnace is on. All right. So that's interesting because sometimes it's hard to see yourself, right? And Jew used to always be like, this nigga is the Berry Gordy and Quincy Jones of consciousness. And I just be like, what the hell is this nigga talking about, man? I just like to put people on. I wasn't clicking back then because I was in my spiritual bag, right? So then it started to really make sense when I made the transition. But I guess even in my spiritual bag, you got to remember, I was the cat that's, sharing my Facebook, and you don't even see me on Facebook, and my man is on Facebook, and he always signing off with his name on it to let you know that it's him. So I'm always sharing. Like, I don't mind sharing. You know what I mean? At one point in time, you used to see me, Keisha on the tarot, Number Swami on the numbers, Cassandra on the crystals, Jew doing his thing, Niharu from way back, you know what I'm saying, is there on some astrology shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always seen me rolling with groups of people in the sense of trying to share the platform to the best of my ability, and let's get it popping. And I'm just still that way. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't doing the screen share, Cyron, so you can see my chart and whatnot. But that's a good one. Maybe I do that on the next one, because I'm not on the Zoom right now. I'm just going straight through YouTube. All right. So here's the kicker, though. This is what I really want you to do. All right. Because the full moon had already happened, and technically happened sometime this morning. Technically speaking, you're now in the waning moon phase, technically speaking. Okay. So you didn't already missed it. Here's the kicker, though. You need to know where. Let me see something real fast. Because we need to get I got a little headache, man. What degree will the full moon be at? The full moon came in at 8 degrees Taurus. So what you have to do, man, you can go to astro.com. It's my favorite. Go to astro.com, put your birthday in, pull up your chart, and you got to look at the zodiac sign Taurus. As soon as you see Taurus, you got to count the little dashes, which you're going to see 8 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Count the first 8 dashes. Bam, they're going 8 degrees. And then look up into the wheel and see what number house that's in. Is it in the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house? Because this is going to tell you the area of your life in which this energy should be manifesting. Okay? So again, for me, could be manifesting in my, it could be more or less in my 11th. All right. So you really got to know your chart to know where it's at. Okay. So groups of people, friends. Now watch this. Now, my friend and my groups of people, Minister Jew, they're doing he put it out to the public where he's doing a public webinar where you can get some information and then do a guided meditation. I'm going in tonight at 10:30, and about an hour from now, the Family Wealth Club is getting together, and we're going to do our thing. All right. And we going before everybody else go. Because, see, I know the people I roll with, and I'm just going to keep it funky with you. There's some people I don't even want to mix my energy with, to be honest with you. I'm just going to keep it a whole buck with you. You know what I mean? Because now you just get different vibes, man. And then sometimes interference patterns is taken. So it's important for me to, keep the energy as pure as possible. And this is why for a minute I wasn't in the public, and I was like, yo, I'm not reading. I don't read people. You can't go to my website and just pay for a reading. It forces you to say, hey, if you're serious, make an inquiry and call. And then based off the conversation, I'll make a decision to see if, to see if it is absolutely good for me. You know what I'm saying? Because, I remember one time, man, I read somebody in person. As soon as I was finished, I was done. Like, I fell asleep. Like, my energy was gone. So you got to be careful with energy, man. So I'm Cancer rising too, so I'm sensitive. I'm super sensitive. In my early days, when y'all used to hear me on Blog Talk, I had got to a point where I developed this clear audience ability, and then I can hear. And I never forget the first breakthrough came through my man, the general. I call him the general. His name is Rick. And I was like, man, who? It's a woman named, she start with a G. She watch over you. He's like, oh man, they're good looking. That's my mom. Her name is Glenda. I said, oh shit. But see, look, I got Mercury in the 8th house, consciousness in the house of death, communication in the house of death. So anyone that the name is Ampu. So anybody that goes through transformation, I can pick up on that energy and then communicate that. You know what I'm saying? But this thing is a sensitive thing, man. So you got to be real. You just got to be real careful. All right. So here you go. So K Unique is like, listen, man, my moon is in Taurus in the 8th house. So you having the moon return, right? The moon is coming back to where it was when you were born in the 8th house, which is great for joint finances. Now, the full moon allegedly is supposed to be all about you getting rid of some energy, or something becomes full, and then the waning moon is the pushing out. Okay. And so, something's complete. This is the visible full moon is complete. The financial goal is here. But many may be thinking, well, shit, I ain't got the financial goal yet. Well, you're going to have to go into the future. We're going to have to go to the future and supersede that future self, future manifestation, right? And put that in your being. That's the whole purpose of having a goal anyway. It's in your mind's eye. You always in the goddamn future. You ain't living in the present. The present just passed. And what I just said is now in the past. And again, the present just passed again. So you always in the damn future. You understand what I'm saying? You're always in the future. Okay. All right. So know the house that is coming in. Taurus, the 4th house, that's home. Home. That's ancestors too. Like the 4th house is ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And it's also, again, home, your physical home life, domestic life, family. When I say ancestors, it's a family member. Now, people who were born with planets in the 4th house, these are the only people that I give the recommendation to, unless you got strong Cancer energy. But if you got strong 4th house energy, this is the people who I give the recommendation to, who can set up an ancestral altar. Because trust me, there's somebody, if Saturn is there, 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be an older guy that watches over you. So it's probably like your dad, a paternal grandfather, something of that nature. If it's the moon, it's mommy. If the sun, it could be dad, or it's just an energy there, right? So usually these energies show like, okay, shit, somebody, they rock with you. You know what I'm saying? They watch over you. You know what I'm saying? And so these are the people who get the green light to set up the ancestral altar and whatnot, right? You picture of them, a burning candle, something that they liked and used and whatnot, and that creates what's known as fifth dimensional energy vortex, and the energy can come through, man. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. All right. Second job. I'm starting on the second job on the 9th. Oh, okay. You're starting your second job. That's dope. Get that paper. I ain't mad at you. All right. Taurus in the 5th. All right. So Taurus in the 5th. That's the creativity. That's the fun. That's the romance. But that's children too. You know what I'm saying? So if you have children, that would be really dope to make sure that you're doing something to help the children fulfill their wishes and their desires and whatnot. In the 5th, this is romance and money. So this is like tonight would be like a good time for date night, and or if you need to press the reset button in the area of love and romance, this is the time to start clearing out that particular energy, right? Because remember, as soon as the full moon is over, which is the very next minute, you know what I mean? It starts to, the moon gives the appearance as if it is decreasing in size. So it's time to push out, as they would say. Okay. So now this is in the children of love. I mean, the house of love, romance, and You know what I'm saying? This is fun. This ain't necessarily contractual weddings like Libra. The fifth house is I just want to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I want to have fun. This is homie, lover, friend. That's all I want to be. That's what the fifth house is. The seventh house is more let's get married, make it a contractual agreement. Then the eighth house is hey, we definitely sexing, and we about to start sharing some money, and there's some type of joint responsibility together, because now we done got married and we took it another step further. The eighth house, we conjoin. Now, a lot of us had sex before marriage because we totally violate the spiritual laws. In the real spiritual law, and I've done this years ago, called The Science of the Virgin Bride. In fact, it's a blog on my website, myastrologycoach.com. The Science of the Virgin Bride is pretty much based on the fact that, see, a woman has a cycle, and the man has a cycle as well. But really, I want to pay attention to the woman. What happens is you have a birthday, and then she's going to have a menstrual cycle. And her first menstrual cycle, you really should note the position of the moon. And y'all going to see that tonight when Jew get into a presentation. But you should know the position of the moon during the first menstrual cycle, okay? And then what happens is y'all get together, okay? So that become a date. And then if you have sex with one another, now you got a birthday. Now we got to even see if both of y'all cycles of birthdays, y'all energy is even congruent with one another. 1, 2, okay, she already has a cycle that's going on within herself with her menstrual cycle. And sometimes this with anything, if you put two things in motion and they're traveling at different speeds, or you put them in motion at different times, then there's going to be times where they align, and there's going to be times where they misalign. And then on the line again, and they will misalign. Just like our solar system. You have harmonious alignments, and then you have some malefic alignments like we see right now. Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and whatnot. That's a malefic alignment that's taking place right now, which is a mirror of the 1876 election that I pointed out last night and showed you how all three of those planets were at odds with each other in 1876 during the Rutherford B. Hayes and Samuel Tilden election. That was very, very heated. Okay. All three of these planets were like a square position and whatnot. And it was like a rumble in the heavens and whatnot. Well, now they're together, and now they all facing each other. So see, back then in 1876, it was like, yo, what's that shit you talking, nigga, over there? Yo, what's that shit you like? Everybody was at a distance. Now everybody didn't came to the battlefield together in the sign of Capricorn, which deals with government. So now it's time to showdown. You understand what I'm saying? So now this is what you see through humanity. You did? All right. So anyway, so she has a cycle, okay, and then if y'all have sex, the sexual day is the alchemical wedding. Excuse my French. Fuck your physical wedding at this point. The first day that y'all have sex is the alchemical wedding. That's the real shit, because now the chemicals then been exchanged. Okay. And you're going to find out that these planets, just like you already know, birthdays and anniversaries, these planets are in space, and it's like a snapshot has been taken as they're recording all of our motions. Okay. So now you got the first day of sex cycle. Okay. So as a woman, she has her birthday, then she has her menstrual cycle that aligns and misaligns. Okay. And then the individual, her partner, has his own birthday. These two got to see if they even go together. And then they go into another cycle called a sexual relationship. And then, unbeknownst to they dumbass, they go get married. And then the marriage day may be not compatible with his birthday or her birthday or both of them. Or the marriage day may not be compatible with the sexual cycle. The sexual cycle may not be compatible with the marriage cycle. And, you know, or his birthday or her birthday. So now what's happening? This is what's known as wheels within wheels within wheels. So the science of the Virgin Bride is to keep her as pure as possible and make the wedding and the alchemical wedding, the physical wedding and the alchemical wedding needs to be at the same time, on the same day, same cycle. Now, bare minimum, your alchemical sexual cycle is not in opposition to your physical wedding cycle. They're the same day. Okay. So you got to eliminate that. Okay. Now, even if you're using protection, yes, because the energy is in the energy is just not through um it's energy. One, for men speaking, then it's not like her juices is not on his testicles. If it ain't, I don't know where he been. I don't know. But now the skin has pores. The hair in itself is an antenna. All right, that's taking things in and filtering things out and trying its best to keep toxins out in a sense, right? And so you're still going to have an exchange. And then not only that, even in the protection aspect, you still, for a woman, you still got wet, right? You still secrete it. And then don't let it be good and long enough, then you produce oxytocin. So now the brain itself has already start to go through the alchemical process internally. Okay, irregardless to him not being, what we would call raw dog, right? But it's still an energetic chemical exchange. You know what I'm saying? That's taking place. You know what I mean? And so, and then especially if he go down there and put his face in it, because now it's gonna travel to the brain. You know what I'm saying? The scent, the taste, all of that, the chemical sense, it's gonna travel to the brain. You know what I mean? So protection, it ain't no such thing in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not. All right. Which really almost want to give. I got this thing that I'm studying, which is if person C caught something, a disease from person B, and person B got it from person A, right? If you go all the way down, person Z got it from Y got it from X, right? And you go all the way back in reverse. Who did person A get it from? See, at the core of disease, the truth, it has to only come from two things. One, something that you put inside the body that's foreign, and there was obviously an adverse chemical reaction. Or B, the mixing of the pairs didn't work, is called what I call sexual dissonance. And then there's a creation. Now, there's a thing that's happening amongst men that men don't really talk about too much. And I'm sure women have been through this as well, because I've asked and they said, yeah. You ever had sex with someone and your sexual organ felt agitated, but I'm not talking about disease, but they just felt like a discomfort, an agitation. It's because chemically the two parties don't mix. Okay. This is known as dissonance. Okay. So now if you start tracing back, like I said, well, where the fuck person A get it from? Tell me. It has to either be a foreign something that was ingested, taken inside of the body, or see, Nikki Love knows what I'm talking about, or there was a sexual dissonance, and that sexual dissonance started to create something else. You understand what I'm saying? That's at the core of this shit. At the core of this shit is the neurotic thoughts and the chemical shit that we having. Because even the dissonance of the chemicals itself, the chemical itself is coming from the thought. Okay? All right, so let's get in the sky. Yeah, so yeah, well, good luck with having a virgin wife. Finding that one, right? So you have to try your best. So now here's the thing too, right? Because I talk about the hidden birthday in relationships. The hidden birthday is the midpoint between two parties. Okay. So if somebody is born, I don't know, keep it real simple. If somebody is born January the 2nd, and then somebody is born January the 8th, then there are 6 days in between. Okay. So divide that by 2. They're both going to meet in the middle. You understand what I'm saying? So it's known as a midpoint. So the day that falls in the middle between both parties, that is the middle day, and that's what your energy comes together and form. That's sort of like the relationship's birthday, or the entity that's produced. That's when y'all two come together. And the way that I like to visualize that is, in the beginning, it's like you see each other from a distance. You see each other, and then you start like, oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. She all right, all right, all right. Oh, yeah, he look all right. And then there's a meeting. So this meeting is these two see each other, and then there's finally contact. Okay. Well, that point of contact, that is the midpoint. That's the day that's in the middle of your birthday. Okay. And so you should get married on that day because it sits as the equal between both parties. You understand what I'm saying? This is a fact. Okay. I know a couple who I prescribed that to. Shout out to Sanchia. Shout out to Jason. Been together for many moons, and may they have many, many, many more moons. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is a science. So, like, even today, like, we got into dealing with the science of light and dealing with the first 6 days of creation. Day 6, it was talked about. Was it 6? Maybe 5. It was talked about. I gave you the green. The green food is what's going to keep you and sustain you. Well, when you understand color frequency, which there is no such thing as 7 colors in the rainbow. Sir Isaac Newton was infatuated with numerology and the number 7 and introduced indigo. You don't see indigo on the color spectrum. You're not going to tell me you see something between blue and violet as a third color, as another color. That's not there. The 6 is 6 lights inside of the visible spectrum: the red, the orange, the yellow, the blue. The red, the orange, the yellow, green, blue, violet. Okay. So green, which is the green earth, when we start to look out when you're on earth. But it's interesting because if you're looking from God's vision in space, it's blue. Okay. Which is very, very, very interesting. But anyway, green is the child of yellow and blue. Okay. Now, this is interesting because green is the midpoint of the color spectrum. So red, orange, yellow are more on the physicality, the physical side. When you understand wavelengths, the red, the orange, the yellow, they vibrate what appears to be faster. Their waves are more compact because we're talking about matter. Okay. When you start to get into blue and the violets, the waves are more longer and deeper. That is the violet side of the spectrum. The blue violet side is the spiritual thought side. And the red side of the spectrum is the physical manifestation. This is why you hear red. This is why red is the base on the chakras. It's at the bottom, and the crown is considered to be the violet at the top. You understand what I'm saying? So it's dealing with wavelengths. Okay. So green is in the middle. Now, like Pranif said, the heart chakra. But so here's the key though. The chakras are an abstract representation of the endocrine system. There is no wheels that's there like that. What it's talking about is the nerves that runs from the spinal cord that connects to the various glands of the endocrine system, which is the chemical messaging system. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily the heart that's more left centered anyway. It's really the thymus gland that's right here, that's close to the heart. It's the thymus that you have to have the energy on, that deals with your immunity. It's the thyroid that's in the throat that regulates temperature and things of that nature as well. This is why when you get sick, your throat goes, which is Taurus, the throat. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get back to where we at. And hold on, once you understand these chakras in the endocrine system, then see, man and woman are not anatomically the same person, right? We don't have the same sexual organs. So when you look at her, technically, her endocrine system, which is the reproductive organs, and when we get down there, for her egg sits around the waistline, the panty line. But for man, the testes is below. So technically, R1 is her number two and vice versa. And right, her two, we don't like that's not, we're not there. We don't have that right there. You understand what I'm saying? And so why they say 7, in a sense, it's a mystery, is really dealing with the 6 that we have. Okay. All right. Because we below the belt in a sense at the starting point, and she's right at the waistline at the starting point. Like, because we're not the same person. So how can we have the same thing? But we do have the same thing because we do have same reproductive organs, bones, and things of that nature. Yeah. Okay. But the function is different. Okay. And slightly the anatomy is different as well. All right. So Taurus is the throat. Okay. Now, this becomes important because I always wanted to know, like, well, shit, man, why is the money, which is Taurus, located in the throat? What is the job of the throat? The throat is the bridge between heaven and earth. The heaven is the head, and right you here, this is the body. So the throat is the bridge that connects the heaven and the earth. And this is why when you understand, again, the chemical messenger system, the thyroid becomes very important in transmitting data, mainly from the pituitary gland. Okay. All right. Becomes very important. But on the physical side, the throat houses the voice box. Now, the voice box don't mean you have to speak, because speaking your truth is really you living out your truth. Everybody's not here to be a speaker and talk, right? But it's you being in alignment of living your truth. That can't be stagnant. The moment that gets stagnant, then potentially on the emotional level, then you start to have thyroid issues. Okay. Now, this is ruled by Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to bear some news that Venus also rules Libra. And the news is bad because Libra to Taurus, although both ruled by Venus, are not the same frequencies. In fact, they don't have nothing in common and they don't get along. If it's purely those energies in comparison. One is earth, one is air. What do you do with air and earth? I don't know. That's maybe a sailboat. Maybe that's the best I can get out of it. What do air and earth do? You know what I mean? Air and water don't mix, but it's such a disruption. When the toilet is stopped up, you create a bubble to go through the water and it unclogs the drain, right? But there's a purpose in that. Air and earth is a mystery to me in the sense of compatibility, but I know how it goes in the sense of ideas and then build upon them, right? And so Libra relationships are at a strenuous point to finances in the cosmic law. And then see, this is the thing. Then when you go talking about money with your significant other and shit, it's a problem for some people. A lot of people, it's a problem. You want to see a war, you want to see a battle or argument, go start talking about money, right? It's an issue. Those frequencies don't get along, although ruled by the same planet. Okay. So it don't mean that they can't ever, because of course that's not the case. You have to learn how to get in alignment. It's all about the perception of the mind. Everybody is here really looking for what I call extreme compatibility. And I know an air and earth sign. I did it. Shout out to DJ Envy and Gia Casey. Like Envy is an Aquarius, but Gia is a um she's an Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? And so, that works. But there's some other factors there. I did a video on them because she gave me her birthday and whatnot. So I did a video on them and why that relationship works. Because traditionally speaking, you would think Aquarius and Virgo is a no-no, but there must be some other supporting factors there. Okay. And it is. All right. So pay attention to the relationships you in and make sure that you have the same Venus's values towards this value. Make sure you got the same values, because if not, then potentially it start to show up right here. Okay. And then it starts to create some issues. Okay. All right. So we'd love to hear you speak more on medical astrology. Yeah, man. I mean, that's where it's at. That's where the mystery is. Air and fire go. That's the shit. Them two are the masculine components. That's where without oxygen, fire don't exist. You know what I'm saying? These are the two that's creative and on the go. And then the other two, earth and water, are more receptive, or what we call feminine, more nurturing, more a little bit taking their time and whatnot, and those two mix really well, right? So yeah, so Aquarius and I'm a Cancer, right? So again, those just general signs, though. You know what I'm saying? Aquarius to Cancer is not necessarily the most compatible, but it is definitely well noted that Cancer is a energy that perfectly balanced that Aquarian energy out, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because of the nature of the aloofness of the Aquarian energy and whatnot, needs to go way on the other side to kind of neutralize it in a sense. Okay. But best believe there's other factors that's there that start to support a union. The moon just happened to be in the same position for both people. You know what I'm saying? So you would see that a lot. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Can happen. It just depends. Relationships is really about my relationship compatibility system. And remember, I'm just speaking if it's an over amount of energy in these signs, strictly sign to sign, but it's always some other shit that's going on. There's 4 things that you need to look at within him and 4 things you need to look at within her, which is a maximum of 16 interactions that need to take place. Max is 16, 4x4 and whatnot. And then you grid it out and see how many people are connected to, not how many people, what are you connected to each other by? Are you connected to it? Remember when I show y'all charts and y'all see red lines and blue lines, right? That's within yourself. Those red lines represent challenges, more of the, what we call negative side, and the blue represents more positive energy. Well, when you compare your chart to your partner's chart, you're going to have red and blue lines. You have to determine, do you have more red than blue or more blue than red? And that will tell you if you have more positive or negative energy and whatnot. So I taught this in the class to a select few. To get that lesson, it takes, you got to be very, very studious, and it's more of like a 6-month mentorship to really get it and whatnot. Okay. That option is there, but it's for the very serious. That is on the website on my astrology coach, but that's a journey. And we're going to start just like with, who is that? I said, you're going to start with the medical side. Like Quiana said, we start there. You have to go in the medical side because you got to know yourself first. You know what I'm saying? And then start looking out. All right. So yeah, where we at here? Balance each other out to help me how to detach and hold on to things. Yeah. Because Aquarius can let it go and Cancer can hold on. Right? For sure. All right. So here's the thing. Negativity has magnetism, y'all. Positivity has magnetism. If God is light, and that's what the scripture says, God is light. And the scripture says that you were created in God's image and you have light inside of you, which you are. Because remember, I always say, If your vitals go off, the first thing they're gonna do is hit you with the electric paddles and put light back in you. They're gonna shock the shit out you to see if they can get the SA node, the SA node in your heart to start producing electricity again. So you're light at the core. Okay, light. If you look at a battery, light has a positive pole and a negative pole. So light likes to exist between polarities, between duality. That's what light does. Okay. So negativity has magnetism. It's called a square in your chart. It's called opposition in your chart. I showed y'all yesterday when Mars was opposite Mars for the president after Rutherford behaves. Who was that? Garfield, I think it was. He got assassinated. Right? Mars is opposite where it was. That's negative magnetism. Mars is a malefic planet. It has positive qualities, but that motherfucker's malefic. I got enough case study to give to NASA, and I will, in my latter years on Earth, in this cycle, submit that shit and blow it up. It should be blown up. I swear to God, Mars need to be blown up. If we go through all of the violent murders, all of the accidental murders, move the planet out of here and see what happened. Because I don't think I know you ain't gonna die if we blew Mars up. The genetic code would have to morph into something else. You want to get rid of evil, blow Mars up. And this is the real reason why Elon Musk want to go to Mars. But he don't know it yet. He don't know what it is because the data hasn't been presented or why you should blow this motherfucker up. Okay? I'm serious about that shit. Blow Mars up. You get rid of war. As long as you got Mars, there's gonna be an aspect of consciousness that's there that think you have to go to war. And so the quantum says that, well, shit, man, if you got a pistol, you may have to use your pistol. The question is, are you drawing the energy to you since you got something that you are ready to use? Okay. Now everybody draws that to them. Thankfully not, but it's something to look into. You know what I'm saying? I'm not familiar with Yakub blowing up Mars. But maybe that's the code though. You know what I'm saying? Need to drill down. You know what I'm saying? Need to drill down those particular miles. Mars gotta go, man. You know what I mean? I don't think it would. The asteroid belt used to be a planet at one time. And in the theory or the legend is the pyramids was used as scalar highly technology, light beams, lasers to shoot the planet and blow that motherfucker up. And now it's the asteroid belt. There's also something known that it was a doctor and physicist, astronomer, that was the head of the United States Navy Observatory, wrote the missing planet hypothesis. The asteroid belt should be a planet. And it's not. Something happened. Some may say, well, that was the cataclysmic event that something hit the earth and made the moon, right? The moon, the Grand Canyon, this may say it in some legends that's right. The earth split from the moon and now that's there and whatnot. And we dropped down in our orbit and it kind of went up. And the reason why it has a pull because they're one and the same and it's trying to get back to its wholeness, according to the legend, right? But nevertheless, anyway, let me see. Somebody sending me a message. What is this? That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. So yeah, so I don't think it would. I don't think it'll throw it out of balance. If you can do it without destroying the earth, like can you send a missile to that joint? Detonate? You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to take the chance. Like blow it up, man. I'm serious about it, man. That thing need to go. All right. But anyway, the Pacific Ocean is known as the Ring of Fire. You Google Ring of Fire, the Pacific Ocean, all that over there is heavy in earthquake activity. All right, which supposed to deal with the sunken continent known as Lemuria or Mu. Okay. and then its inhabitants migrated into the Mount Shasta area. And this is why Mount Shasta is a very mystical place, which I've been there and I know it's mystical. I know there's too many stories there that validate it as well. And there's an old picture. This is one bookstore that carried like some great ass books called Health Research. It was out of Pomeroy, Washington. I don't know if they still in effect. They should be Health Research, but it was, I forget one of the books that I had though, that dealt with Mount Shasta, man. I swear, man, there wasn't no technology back in there for Photoshop. Man, there was a Polaroid picture of a lady that had lived for real, Tinkerbell fairies, humans with fucking butterfly wings and shit on her finger at Mount Shasta. I seen the picture. Now I just don't think that shit was Photoshop, man. I've been to Mount Shasta, sat on a log in the forest, meditated, and woke up out of the meditation and looked down and saw ants looking at me prostrating with my own damn eyes. And I'm bawling and don't know why fucking tears is coming out of my eyes for no reason, right? And there's a sound that's at Shasta. They go, the Om sound is at Shasta. It's in Northern Cali, man. You gotta check it out. So then if you start dealing with the science of earth antennas, it's another name they call all of it. Shasta is a major antenna and portal that deals with the magnetic field of the earth. Asheville, Arizona is another one, known Mount Pisgah in that area. And you just got these sacred points all across the earth that deals with the magnetic grid. Okay. So certain spots is just, there's something in Oregon known as the Oregon Vortex. Look it up. You can roll a ball and the ball rolls up the hill and not down the hill. So this place has anomalies that totally defy the world of regular classical physics. It's called the Oregon Vortex. Look it up. Okay. You leave a broom and it stands up by itself and shit. You know what I mean? All kind of stuff. Serpent Mound is another one. You know what I mean? So these things exist, man. All right. All right, man. All right. So the full moon, man, like really, I don't know what y'all gonna do. It's already passed, but still tonight is a night to really get in the groove. I'm about to be up in almost an hour, but you got to be like, I ain't open to the public, man. I just ain't, man. I'm not open to the public for open meditations and shit, man. You know, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you, right? There's something that concerns me, man. Really at the core, it really concerns me. And what concerns me is and it shouldn't, because it may not be my problem, but it is my problem when I have information. The lack of discipline to follow through repetitively. Is that a word? It sounds like I'm missing a syllable, right? To be consistent over and over again until the goal is manifested gets us in a state of lottery consciousness where we just want the ritual to magically bring in everything without, it's like, I want to be a millionaire, but what are you doing to become a millionaire? Can the millions just fall out the sky? It can, but it's very, very, very unlikely. When I say fall out the sky, I mean literally materialize and fall out the sky. There's saints in India that know how to make fucking shit appear out of nothing by manipulating the invisible atoms and shit. But it takes years and years of being in the jungle and seclusion to master it. You know what I'm saying? The odds of it is just very, 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 very low. So now what's next? How do you get the meal? Well, you will get the meal through the lottery. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Or you may get that bump through somebody dying and leaving you an inheritance. You understand what I'm saying? That's real too. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not necessarily specific on how you want to create it, but if you're serious about the number and don't have the vehicle to create it, then I done seen how this shit work. Motherfucker, you gonna get in an accident to get that goddamn insurance claim. You all right though, but now you about to get a check because your ass wanted some money. But your regular life is in so much goddamn chaos, meaning It could be physically really, really chaotic, or it's chaos in the sense of you want to manifest, but there's no vehicle that you're releasing the energy into. So it's chaotic inside of heaven. So there's a war going on, and your thoughts emanate into ether, and then you draw a chaotic event that brings it about. This is the Uranus way of consciousness of creating. Uranus is sudden accident. It's genius. It thinks outside of the box. It's radical as hell. So then you would manifest that way of creating, or you can deal with more of an intentional aspect of creating, which is Mercury, right? The conscious mind of knowing. Okay. So now this lottery consciousness comes on board, and I know, I know your position hasn't changed. Your situation hasn't changed. You understand what I'm saying? It's a retrograde too. You know what I'm saying? So I know who I ain't seen in a minute, and I just know what I know. I know what ain't nothing changed. So that forced me to create something new. I said, Noble man, what can you give to people, man? What can you really give to people to say, yo, I'm gonna tell you something. If you ain't got to join the Family Wealth Club. If that ain't your vibe, it ain't your vibe, whatever it is, cool. But what could I really give somebody to be like, yo, I need you to fuck with this and don't fuck with nothing else, and you fuck with this right here. This right here, nigga, this right here. Like this right here, you'll be set, you'll be good. Because you're going to see enough evidence that your thoughts about your vehicle that you don't have, that you don't know what it is, people in the events that start to come within the coincidences that start to come as it pertains to what I call your wealth vehicle, starts to become like, oh shit. You have to be able to identify I call it the utopia, the heaven. It's really known as your legacy, ladies and gentlemen. What is the idea picture of your legacy? Because see, the straight line of space of Taurus is Scorpio. These two are connected. Don't get it twisted. This is why the opposition be banging niggas up. Again, I'll be clear. 2:00, 8:00 on the wall clock is Taurus. 2:00, 8:00 is Scorpio. They straight across from each other. When somebody has Mars at 8:00 when they were born, but Mars in the sky now has moved to 2:00 and they get shot and killed, that straight line of space is connected. It's the illusion that they separate, but we all in the wheel together, and our polar opposite, there's a connection to it. You understand what I'm saying? I told you, you are fortunate as a motherfucker in this world, in today's time, to any time, to be able to attract in your life the persons whose birthday, fuck the day, degree of the sun is opposite yours, within 2 degrees, but particularly the same number. Okay. So in other words, if I'm a 27 degree Aquarius, opposite me should be 27 degrees Leo. There's some variance there. I said 2 degrees. So maybe I can go from 27 Leo dead on 26, 25. Or I can go the other way, 28, 29. But you want to keep it tight. But if you can magnetize the person whose degree is the same degree as yours, opposite yours, you're a bad motherfucker. You bad. I'm gonna tell you that. You bad. I'm saying this from experience that I have with meeting not only one now, 2. Okay, you bad. You bad. You on to something here. Because the truth of the matter is, guess what? This person becomes your twin because they're opposite you, but they're connected. We're connected by the wheel. You understand what I'm saying? So now we got this connection. Hold on, man. This Minister Jew, man. Yo. Hold on, man. I'm on live, man. I got you on speaker. What you want to say, man?
Nigga. Tory Lanez. Did it to herself.
Oh, of course.
Oh, no. No.
Hey, this is what I go through, yo.
No. Not the lyrics. Wait till I show you this. Oh boy. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yep. All right. And so that excites me, man. So yeah. So you bad, man, if you can make that happen. Seriously, because now you're looking at the twinning effect. You know what I'm saying? Which is about becoming complete. You know what I mean? You have to understand that the duality is one. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. Within that opposite, there should be some striking parallels. Their name is the same name as somebody else. Some cities are the same, something. Family members is the same. You're going to see these crazy synchronicities. That lets you know that twin has popped up. But here's the kicker. It's not just one twin. That's what people don't know. This is why in the Bible, listen, it just wasn't Cain and Abel. That was the first set of twins. There's other twins in the Bible. Okay? Other twins that's there. Okay? And so these twins pop up, man. So I want to give you that. All right? I want to give you that for sure. All right? Hold on, man. I got a message there. For sure. All right. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right. So all right, Jacob and Esau. That's right. And it's another set too. That's in there as well. AI Matrix, my grandmother's birthday today. Oh man, happy birthday. Happy birthday to the great ancestor, or great granny, right? I don't want to call her ancestor. Yeah, man. All right. I'm on the right track. My other half is Aquarius. I need to figure out the degrees. Yeah. You can just go to astro.com, look at your own sun. You're going to see the degree. And then, see their degree and just see if it's the same number. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to see what's popping. All right. So, yeah, man, y'all got to get in the zone, man. I don't know what y'all going to do tonight. Like I said, in about 30 minutes, I'm going to get ready to go over here and deal with the Family Wealth Club. And we're going to get into a meditation. And I'm going to backtrack a bit. That's where I was. I was really saying, man, man, the discipline of changing your situation and identifying what that vehicle is on earth is paramount. It's paramount. The likelihood of lottery is just small. It can happen. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. If you want it to happen that way, then get real, dumb the fuck out, and walk around and say that I won $1 million from the lottery. And like dumb, when I say dumb out, I mean really go full-blooded, play the lottery and shit. But see, here's the thing. Can you win the lottery without playing the lottery? Okay, maybe you find a lucky lottery ticket that's on the ground and then you won, right? So that's what I'm saying. Without the practice of it, you start to minimize your chances. So the goal is to put yourself in the maximum probability. The reason why astrology is dope is because it shows you the maximum time of probability. Nigga, lay low, you might get shot right here. Oh, Rick Ross, you want to go out that night and say, pop, pop, niggas pull up on the side of you, start shooting. God damn it, I know you ain't see my tweet. I told you, lay low, nigga, you can get shot. You know what I'm saying? Real story, man. Real story. This is just it happens that way. So you got to be able to put yourself in a position to increase your odds. And that's the part that people I don't think really understand and get, because we live in the information age where we want to be all up in heaven and not on earth. And when you just go back and again, you look at the 6 days of creation, you know what I'm saying? Day 3 is I'm gonna give you a little bit of game on this. Let's go pull it up. Let me see. I still got that PowerPoint open. Let me go to Bible Gateway real fast. Day 3 is very interesting. Okay. This is, I'm paraphrasing, go to the bottom. This is when the earth produced vegetation, plants bearing seeds according to its own types, and fruits bearing fruits with seeds according to its own type. And so it was. The earth produced vegetation, plants bearing seed, each according to its own type, and trees bearing fruits with seeds, each according to its own type. You just said that shit. See the power of repetition? God saw that they were good. There was evening, then morning, a third day. But all of this was talking about, and let's just go back up to the beginning of this, day 3. Then God said, let the water under the sky come together in one area and let the dry land appear. And so it was. God named the dry land earth. The water which came together, he named sea. Earth is really the physical component of which you need to be acting out, and sea is the mental component. God saw it was good. And that's when he started, let the earth produce all this shit. Notice the water didn't produce. The water we always know is considered as spiritual. Hence, go get baptized, go get Christian. The water is always considered as the spiritual component. The earth is the physical manifestation of your thoughts. Your thoughts exist and is generated from your brain. Your brain sits in cerebral fluids. So the two waters that they're talking about in day 2 that they're separating, as I showed, is talking about the goddamn hemispheres in your brain, man. Okay. So now it's not the thoughts that are creating. It's the actions that mirror the thought that is creating the plants to grow and all of these things of earthly manifestation. That's the key to it. That's the key. All right. So if you ain't got no clarity on 2 things, what the heaven and earth is for you, you in trouble. You're going to have purity chaos. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Okay? It's not pretty how that shit come, man. I'm telling you now through experience, man. People get hurt and people die because of your chaotic thoughts and trying to manifest shit. Okay? You send somebody else, you sending the signal through somebody else, and they motherfucking dumbass is so susceptible to it and shit that they didn't miss the red light and ran through the red light and hit you. You feel me? Yeah, I've seen that happen. You know what I mean? That happens, man. Master Farah Muhammad in the Nation of Islam said it best, man. That what creates rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes at the goddamn core, Son of Man creates these things, experimenting on high explosives. These thoughts blowing up in your fucking head is creating these random crazy ass events in reality. Okay. See, I always say it. We say you can't believe in vision boards, ladies and gentlemen. And then act like, looking at bad things or the chaotic constant vision of your life is not producing more of that shit. Okay. In the Kabbalah, we call the highest heaven Kether, the crown. And in the world of physicality, where the earth is, Malkuth. Okay? That's where the manifestation is. That's the kingdom and the queendom. This is where the queens rule and the kings get it in. You understand what I'm saying? This is where we build whatever we want. Whatever we want. All right. So, man, I hope you can get into a nice meditation. Focus. Know what that vehicle is. If you don't, I will be able to help you because I'm bringing out the artwork. I'm waiting for the artwork to be done. And maybe it should be done tomorrow. Okay, so stay posted. If you're not on my mailing list, man, you can get to one of them, the Prosperity Investment Group, theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com. Click on newsletter, drop your email off if you're not on the mailing list. That'll automatically put you in our mass email. You know what I'm saying? and I'm going to show you the 333 subconscious money continuum. Because I said, yo, no, but what can you give? That's just one thing, but you're going to have to become the fool. I showed this in today's presentation. If you look at tarot cards, they all have Roman numerals on them. 0 is the fool. Number 1 is the magician. Number 2, see where my memory is at. Who comes after the magician, y'all? Number 1 is the magician. I know them by paths. So that's the 11th path. That's the 12th path. The 13th path will be the high priestess. Then the 14th path will be, if I'm not mistaken, the empress. Yep, see? Will be the empress, right? So notice that the tarot cards have numerical numbers. But the motherfucker who got the highest number, not high as far as 30s and 20s, is the fool. But the fool ain't dumb. What the fool mean is, are you willing to go to the edge for what you believe in, and people look at your ass like a fool? You understand? 14 is temperance. All right. So while I'm saying 14th path on the tree of life, is what I'm talking about. And so you gotta be a fool. So if the people around you, and I hope they shouldn't, everybody's on the same accord, right? That'd be really, really, really dope. But again, you can't be afraid for people to be like my daughter was like, "Oh God, you're a weirdo." Yup. And I'd be like, hey, I see you. I'd be like, "I am so," and I start uttering this mantra that I have, and she take off running. I'd be like, "Girl, you better get on this. I'm on to something, right?" So now I'm in the shower. I'm like, I ain't playing. I'm going like super hard. I'm going so hard that I ain't never went before. I ain't never go as hard as I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I already see the results in the accumulation. You know what I'm saying? I see the accumulation of physical properties that I own now. And I just decided that this year that I was getting into rental properties. And when I decided it, I only had one rental property this year when I made a decision. And now look how many I have now. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, okay. That was 100% dedicated focus to a physical path. Now I'm going to go dumb out and show you how to marry the thought, the magic of thought with the physical path. So if there's one thing that I can give you, will be what I call the 333 subconscious money continuum. This is going to help you identify what that path is for you. Okay. And then the only thing you got to do is just listen to the shit and get in the zone and say the shit. And guess what? I'm not saying it, man. You're going to say it. I'm making customized mantra in a sense that you're going to send me a video clip. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. An audio clip of you saying it. And then I'm going to produce it. I'm going to go grab my spiritual sounds, grab my keyboard. I got a keyboard, man. It's in the box though. I'll go pull out my keyboard and show you that I color code my keyboard on markers. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain sounds that I like to work with, frequencies and whatnot, right? And bam, you're going to be saying it. So now guess what? Your mind recognizes your voice. So shouldn't be no more ego there. Oh, his voice too deep, or I don't like his voice. Can I really trust this person? Woo-woo. Now you got to deal with yourself, but relax and allow your voice to get past its own self, and then start listening to it on repeat and just keep saying it and 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 start doing it. Man, when somebody hit me with a motherfucking email or a phone call or some good news, and that bird that's flying over the earth, that's the physical manifestation of your motherfucking work and your efforts from your physical vehicle, which is the earth. Okay. When that happens, you got to take that moment, man, and you got to go into extreme gratitude, right? Hit that mantra, or hit that momentum, right? Y'all seen that famous video when Puff got a deal and he was so happy he slammed the phone down like, "Oh, I'm a beast. Can't nobody stop me. He was hype. That level of energy. Okay. And so now when these things happen, that's momentum. Momentum is an invisible force that's real, known as velocity, man. All right. So you got to remember, we live in a place of gravity where shit is trying to weigh you down. So to take off is one thing. You know how much force it takes to get a goddamn rocket off the ground and then get into orbit so it can now circulate and shit? You understand what I'm saying? So it takes a tremendous amount of force to be able to do this. So that's the repetition. Okay. Like if you race, you know about RPMs on it. Everybody don't even pay attention to RPMs when they're on the vehicle. They're always looking at the speed limit. It's the RPMs that will allow you to let you know, especially if you're a racer and you're driving a stick, to let you know, like, hey, you want to get close to the red line and you skirt out. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the revolutions. Revolution is circle. Okay, it's the revolutions per minute. They can get you up out of here. You dig? And that's repetition. Okay? Because all motion is a circle. And circle means it's something that's forcing, moving. And guess what? When a car burns rubber, which way does the car go? Forward. And then which way does the dirt go? Backwards. So all motion requires for you to kick something back. The rocket, massive force is going to the ground. And whatever's there is getting totally annihilated in a sense, right? It's taking some serious pressure. So in order to go forward, you have to kick something back. It's the whole science of sacrifice. Oh, you want this? Bring me something. Oh, you want this? Bring me something. You want this? Bring me something. The old has to go. Okay. All right, man. So, all right, man. Yeah, he was super hyped. What up, Fee Mooha? Fee Mooha. What's up? All right, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Oh, this is where y'all be at. Y'all on Saturday nights. This is where y'all at. We're gonna have to start doing some Saturday night conversations, huh? That's when y'all show up 66 on me on Saturday nights. I'll see y'all. Let me find out y'all working, man. Ain't nothing wrong with working. I ain't knocking it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I can talk to you 7 days a week in my pajamas if I want to. How about that? Have some boss talk. You dig? I can stay on my PJ 7 days a week, man. Automatic money coming to me at this particular point. You understand? I don't have to go and punch nobody's clock if I don't want to go punch a clock. Ain't nothing wrong with punching a clock. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. What good is time without money? It ain't good for me. It may give you some peace. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how peaceful you could be if you may have some money issues or things that you want to get, and most importantly, put people in a better position that's around you. That takes some movement. You know what I'm saying? But it was I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Join us, man. The Family Wealth Club, man. That's where I'm at. But you got to go to the Prosperity Investment Group, the prosperityinvestmentgroup.com. Our group is about to get into a meditation. We'd love to have you, man. I dare you. What up, King AJ? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. The fat boy is looking all right, man. Yeah. You're welcome, man. You're welcome for sure. You're welcome. But join me. You know what I mean? The Prosperity Investment Group. Click on memberships. You can join us tonight if you get in, because I'm about to send a link to them so we can get together and do a meditation that we always do every month. You know what I'm saying? And then if not, you want to get to the public, man, then you can go to theimaginationguru.com and you can get in on the public meditation with Jew. All right. But I'd love to have you in the Wealth Club, but I'm looking for serious people, not just curious. Real serious. And truth be told, man, I get deal opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I thrive off of. I love being able to reach back and give you an opportunity to grow your finances. And the best way for me at this current time is real estate, where I say, hey, man, I got a rental property right now that's sitting still. I picked it up for $13,000 on back taxes and whatnot. So caught a steal for it. It's worth 60. You know what I'm saying? I can easily cash out 40 and some change on it right now. But it's an opportunity where I may say, you know what, let me go ahead and rent it. And I just want to turn it around, freshen it up. I may only need $5,000. I tell you what, man, for your $5,000, let's partner in on it. And I could kick you whatever, $1,200 a year, $100 a month for the rest of your life. Take 1,200 divided by $5,000, and you tell me what kind of return that would be. That's a 24% return on your money. That's astronomical. You do that deal all day. It's a no-brainer, right? So being able to be in that position to say, yo, I got something. Now, if you ain't in that position, you just ain't in that position. But I got damn it, I'm doing my part, is getting out here and getting you things that you can own for the rest of your life. Your family can own it for the rest of your life. You can't be talking this shit about, wealth and, all that stuff and not getting in this piece of the puzzle. All right. You need this piece of the puzzle, man. And that's Taurus, money in real estate. And that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say it again, theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com. Click on the membership tab. Come and join us. The 2021 curriculum is about to be super duper crazy with a lot of good spiritual techniques. As long as you know what your vehicle is, it's going to be fun. So I'm out of here, man. Appreciate you. Peace.